Welcome to the Common Man Sports Show. I'm your host, Nick Antonias, along with my co-host, Mike Morrell, Jackson Warren, and Owen Duran, his debut of this podcast. And we got some
Woo!
basketball to talk about. So we got a jam-packed episode today for some basketball. We're going to start off with the team that was crowned in-season tournament champion, the Los Angeles Lakers, who have been so cold right now. They have been struggling immensely. They just lost yesterday to the Memphis Grizzlies by a final score of 127 to 113. And since that in-season tournament, they've had a record of 3-10, and they are now 2 games below 500 and 11th place in the Western Conference. So, Jackson, I'm going to give you this question right here. What is going on with the Lakers, and what is the problem with this Los Angeles Lakers team?
I think it's sad. It's sad to look at it because we're looking at a Los Angeles Lakers that just won the first season for in season tournament, right? Coming really high off of it, looking really good to a point that they can make to probably go on and make a how can I say a runner up for the finals. But now seeing this team after, it's kind of it's like what's going on? Like
Mhm.
what's now what are they losing? What's their like fire that just like went out? Like someone just vanished. It doesn't feel like they're, in sync. It looked like they were gelled up to each other. LeBron with AD with Rivers. Um and it just doesn't seem well. Like D'Lo, like he's doing his thing, and it just doesn't seem right. Like I want to gloat, like, yeah, I'm like Miami, like they beat them. Like I'm cool with that. I'm happy with that. But you have LeBron James trying to go after another ring and coming off that, in season tournament, whatever you want to say, call championship, whatever. Everybody was like, okay, you guys now don't like have a chance, not have a chance, don't have a reason to say that you couldn't win a chip. You couldn't go on to the finals and win a chip this year because you just proved it. You can't say anything about that. And to the point that what they went against the Grizzlies, and now John Morant is back, and this is like another point that like I'm really happy bar with this that John Morant is back and he's showing off for the Grizzlies, and Grizzlies are just getting better with him, and everybody seeing his presence really influences that team. But we can talk about that later. But the Lakers, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think LeBron, LeBron, who is LeBron gonna get off the board this year? Like at the end of the year, who is leaving? At the end of the year, who's packing up the bags, getting that big ass fucking trash can, trash bag, and just be like, LeBron's just looking at it. He's like, hey, buddy, you gotta get your shoes. Those are my shoes, actually. Give me those, and you gotta go. You gotta go. This is not where you're supposed to be at. I'm but if the Lakers do end up going on to the finals and winning, then this is just a bump in the road, you know, because you don't know what you're gonna get with LeBron James on any team. He could be on any team right now. They could be losing, and everybody could be like, oh look, LeBron, he's father time. Holy fuck! Like my bad, excuse my language, but they could be like, saying like Father time is up. Maybe this is the era of LeBron doesn't go that far anymore. Maybe he loses and doesn't end up in the playoffs. But I see LeBron ending up getting closer to there. But if they're playing like this, it's going down. It's going downhill. Abandon ship. It's like the Titanic. Get the heck off. I mean, save the kids while you can, but leave. But Owen, I got a question. How do you feel about this Lakers team?
Honestly, I'm not too surprised with how their season's been going. If you look at their roster heading into the year, the expectations for their roster heading into the year, they weren't the highest. Obviously, with LeBron and AD, people are going to give them these expectations that they have to go to the finals. But you look at the West, the teams in the West, the Kings, the Grizzlies when Ja Morant's available, the Nuggets. I wouldn't put them as a tier 1 team in the West. But they definitely need to make some changes if they want to be a comfortable playoff team. I think Darvin Ham would be first to go. I think he's already in the hot seat, and I would expect him to be gone by February. D'Lo is another one where he just hasn't been performing up to par, and he has a pretty big contract, so they could use that. I could see him being moved very soon for someone like Zach LaVine. Yeah, they definitely need some changes. I think another big problem they have is LeBron's performances this season. He hasn't been as good as years past. His age is catching up to him. Anthony Davis has had one of his healthier seasons in recent years, and he just hasn't had that support from his partner. So I think that's probably their biggest problems this season so far. Moving forward, I don't expect anything to change too much. I expect them to be in the playoffs come May, but I don't see them challenging for the West at all.
I mean, I'm gonna just say what you said. Like Anthony Davis is having one of his healthier seasons. I believe he is leading the team in minutes played this season, which is shocking to say because usually in his time as a Laker, you're gonna be expecting him to get injured at some kind. You know, he has really bad ankles. He has been having a lot of injuries from there, and still, like this team hasn't really been performing that well. I feel like that they need to find some way to like fix it up. Maybe they have to go after a Zach LaVine. Maybe they have to go after a DeJounte Murray. Maybe they have to go after someone like that because something needs to be fixed. And LeBron even said it himself. He was like, this team is not connecting well. The chemistry is way off and we need to fix something. And maybe that is going to be happening in the trade deadline. Maybe someone that pops up during that trade deadline and they're going to go for it. And that means they're going to have to get rid of an Austin Reeves. That means they have to get rid of a D'Lo. They're going to have to get rid of picks. Who knows if they want to get back into the playoffs? What were you going to say, Jackson?
Do you think DeRozan is going to go there?
That's a rumor that's going around.
That's been a rumor going around,
because
but
it's like, to me, like that would be perfect, but that'll be another, and this might be not hot, but that might be another Westbrook situation. You know, everybody thought that with Russell Westbrook, it's gonna be like, oh, helpful, but like Russ didn't really have a great, career as a Laker. It got to him. You know, the pressure did get to Westbrook, and like everybody said, like, oh, Westbrook sucks. He's out of it. Like, and now obviously we see Westbrook on another team. He's doing fine. Mm-hmm. He's with the Clippers. He's doing fine. He's a key element. So in my opinion, I mean, the Lakers do have a chance of getting a key player. However, there's a chance that key player doesn't shine. Do I think that DeRozan is not a clutch player? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying some people are not built for, those type of leagues. But if DeRozan goes there and, does what he needs to be doing, trying to get that, chip, then go, homeboy. It's time. It's time for you to go. It's time for you to get that chip. It's time for you to just, finally, get something. Get something going. Shine something. That's all I got to say.
The problem I have with adding DeRozan is that that's adding another H star. So I think before the Lakers add anything this year, you have to address what's going on in the locker room. 3 days ago, Shams reported that there's some disconnect going on between Darvin Ham and the team. And you have to solve that conflict before you trade away players, because for those remaining players on the team, it's going to just increase that conflict, seeing the front office just try to trade the problem away instead of addressing it in the staff.
Mm-hmm. So, you said the players are having trouble with
a disconnect with the coach.
Oh, the coach. Oh,
Darvin Ham.
My bad. Yeah. To me, I mean, like Owen said, you have to it's his time. It's his time to go. It's time for him to go. It's sad, all right? He's been with them for a minute, but it's time for him to go. Farewell. I mean, Maybe go for a G League team. Coach them up. I don't know. Maybe be assistant. Who knows? Time for you to go. Obviously, you can't coach a team with LeBron James. It's obvious. All right. To me, I mean, we all can coach LeBron James in 2K. So it's obvious that he can. All right. And this is real life. So, in my opinion, it's time for him to go. All jokes aside, and start looking for a head coach. I don't know who. That's roughly. I'm trying to think right now who to pick for a head coach. But
Well, that's the thing with LeBron. Don't you ever think like you can never have a after Miami, who like LeBron's pretty much the coach as a player. Like I always thought Eric Spoelstra had that respect that he was able to coach that whole team Miami. But
that's why I love Miami.
after he went to Cleveland and now the Lakers, I
Well-
was just seeing him as a coach that the coach is gonna just whoever it is, he's a puppet. He's gonna just bend over for LeBron.
What's kind of interesting about what's kind of interesting about once LeBron left the Cavs and then he signed with the Lakers, Ty Lue, his first season without LeBron James, guess what happened? He got booted, which is kind of funny to think about it. And I want to talk about something else. So this offseason was a pretty big offseason for the Lakers. They got Cam Reddish, they got Christian Wood, they got some pretty big pieces. Those pieces that they have gotten have not been producing well. Cam Reddish has been struggling. Christian Wood is always off the bench. And now he's averaging 7 points after averaging 18 points when he was in Houston, when he was playing every day. Just all around, this team is just not working together. And I really do believe that there's going to be something that has to fix. And that is most likely going to be a trade, which is something that the Knicks did. And that's what we're going to be talking about right now. So about last week or so, it was on December 30th, the New York Knicks, they shocked the world and they made a trade with the Toronto Raptors. The Knicks go out and they acquired OG Anunoby and 2 other players from the Toronto Raptors in exchange for RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and a second rounder. Right off the bat, Knicks fans were pissed because they're getting rid of RJ Barrett that they drafted in the 2019 NBA draft. And they also traded away Emmanuel Quickley, who was going to be a stud. He is immediately a stud. I was hoping that they were going to extend him as a Knicks fan. I thought they were going to extend him in the preseason, but it just seemed like that they weren't going to extend him anyway. So right off the bat, the Knicks look like contenders. So far in those 3 games, they have been blowing out teams. They blew out the Minnesota Timberwolves, a number 1 seed in the Western Conference. They blew out the Bulls, and they just recently blew out the 76ers. And now they're going up against the Washington Wizards, and they're currently winning right now by 9 points. So, Owen, I'm going to give you this question right here. Who won this trade, and do you think that Knicks fans are over-exaggerated about this trade?
Yeah, the Knicks easily won this trade. The Raptors are obviously blowing it up. I know Siakam's on the trade block as well for them. But the Knicks undoubtedly won this trade. I think the reactions are all emotional. Quick was kind of a diamond in the rough pick for them. So they kind of took pride in that pick. And then RJ Barrett was a 3rd overall pick that they were desperate to succeed, but he wasn't working. He wasn't the player that they wanted him to be. He struggles. He's inconsistent. This was a great trade for them. As well as Emmanuel Quickley, you mentioned that you wanted them to extend him, but we saw reports last season he wanted Jalen Brunson money. He wasn't going to get Jalen Brunson money from the Knicks. He was most likely going to test the open market and sign somewhere else. This way they got value of him. They brought back OG. They got to keep all of their first rounders. So when their time comes for them to go get a superstar, which I still think is something they're going to do maybe this season or maybe next summer. They still have the draft capital to be able to make a move there. And then, OG Anunoby, in my opinion, I like him a lot. He's a great player. I've been admiring him for a few years now. I think he's a great defender, 3-and-D kind of guy. He's going to be a great 3rd option next to Brunson. Julius, I still think there's going to be some inconsistencies when it comes to the playoffs. And he still hasn't proven himself to be a big-time player. So I wouldn't go as far to say they're contenders, but I would say they're probably going to sit in the 4 or 5 seed, make it to the second round, and they'll continue to progress. They're moving in the right direction, which is different than Knicks.
Yeah, I agree with that. I thought that this trade was a great trade. I know I was pretty upset about the Quickly and RJ Barrett. I was a big fan of RJ Barrett, but like he kept shooting pretty inconsistently. There were some games that he was on, and then there was a lot of games that he was off. But the thing that kind of stood out for OG is that he's a great defender, and he has, I believe, the highest 3-point percentage on the corner threes, which is something the Knicks have been struggling. That's something that RJ Barrett himself has been struggling in his time with the Knicks. And it just seemed as though that this was a very fair trade all around. Like RJ grew up as a Toronto Raptors fan, so he wanted to be back home. Emmanuel Quickly is now in that starter role, so he's getting more playing time with Toronto, even though Toronto's starting to be in the rebuilding mode. But I can see him getting that massive contract from them. And another thing is, OG said that he's willing to take less money so the Knicks in the offseason, they can get more players and then they can build a winning team. So overall, I thought this was all around a great trade from both sides. I do believe that the Knicks won that because now their defense is already locked up, and that it already is. They're one of the top teams when it comes to defense, but they just lost Mitchell Robinson, who's out for the year. So this was a good piece to add in. I still think that they need a big man, even though what's his name? Isaiah Hardenstein.
Precious. Yeah,
Yeah,
Hardenstein, and then they have Precious
Hardenstein.
Achua. They got back in the
Yep.
trade wall.
So like they have good pieces there. So they don't need like a superstar center yet. Maybe in the offseason that's gonna happen. They'll sign big time, or they'll go out and acquire someone via trade because they do have 6 first rounders, so they can use that. But overall, I thought this was a great trade. So Jackson, what do you have to say about that?
You guys can hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, loud and clear. I'm a Miami Heat fan. And I know that trade, at first, I was jumping for joy. Because I was like, that was ridiculous. I was like, you guys just beat the Milwaukee Bucks on Christmas. Did I just see you guys beat them? Crushed them. Destroyed them. Didn't go home with any gifts. And then now you traded your guys, your main keys. You guys are connecting, gelling up, peanut butter, almost close to the jelly. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just took like a right turn. And I'm seeing New York win. Not by a close margin, but like a lot. And they're just playing right now with each other. And I'm like, what? And I'm sitting back and like, maybe New York, maybe their bad luck is turning good. And I know this might be bad for me being a Miami Heat fan, but I might say go New York, go New York, go on this. They might push it all the way. I might see battles now with New York trying to go on, maybe go up against Miami. Maybe hell, hey Owen, maybe Boston. I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know anymore. Oh, what do you feel like?
Nah,
Do you see how
do you
see how calm Owen is? I think he's fine.
yeah, no. There's different levels. The Knicks aren't on the Celtics level. The only team I'm really looking at in the East would be the Bucks, and even then, I'm looking at them kind of confused.
I mean, the Bucks right now, like, I really don't think they're like. Look, the Bucks have been great so far, Giannis and Dame, whatever. But like, besides them, who else do they have? Like Brooke Lopez is not that.
Chris
like,
Middleton just doesn't do much.
Chris
Their
Middleton doesn't do
bench
much.
is nothing.
Like if
Chris Middleton's a big hole.
If one of those two don't do well, then they ended up losing. Like that's
Who, Chris
basically what we
Middleton?
saw at the Christmas game. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Milwaukee. Like if I'm talking about Giannis and Dame, if one of them doesn't have a good game, then they're gonna lose, and that's how we saw it in the Christmas game. That's why the Knicks running around with it. What's up, man?
Do you guys, running off of the Bucks, do you guys feel like the choice that Dame made was good? as we look right now.
Well, it wasn't his choice.
It wasn't
You
his
don't get to
choice, but
choose. You don't
I'm just
choose
saying
where you're traded.
that's true. But like,
Portland picked the best package.
But to be brutally fair,
my bad.
I personally thought that it was the best decision because he's playing with one of the best players in the league and one of the top teams in the league as well. So, I mean, and he's playing like himself from day to day. It's just that the Bucks did give up a lot of players. They did give up Drew Holiday, who ended up just going straight to Boston. They gave up a lot of players for Dame. So, like, you can
But
say what you
also,
want, but
the Bucks are a few pieces away from, they're way closer than the Trailblazers are. So I think anywhere but Portland was a win for Dame.
well, yeah.
That's
I mean, the
true.
Bucks are right there next to the Celtics. Like, we can't act like they've been struggling. Even when they were struggling early in the season, they were still second in the East. I remember Dame saying, like, if this is us struggling, I just can't wait to see when it's working. So, I mean, they're easily going to be the second best team in the East this year. I mean, Adrian Griffin, like, they'll have some growing pains there with a rookie head coach, but other than that, they'll be fine.
But the only problem is that in previous years, they haven't capitalized in the playoffs. They keep losing to that Miami Heat team. Jackson right over there. There he is.
Yeah, but Giannis gets injured game one. Stuff happens.
All I'm just saying is game 4, game 5, game 6, game 7, Miami will win. All right. I don't care what game you put on, we're winning. We're winning. I don't care. Full healthy team of Miami, we're coming at you. I want my rematch against the Nuggets. That's it. I don't care.
Good luck with that.
I can guarantee you won't be getting
one. Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck getting out of the first round.
That finals was one-sided.
Look,
anyway,
I don't care.
The Heat are past there.
Okay, so as I was saying, when it came, another thing that I wanted to say is this: in that trade with the Knicks and the Raptors, the best player in that trade was OJ Anunoby, and the Knicks got that player. So, like, I don't know why fans are saying it was a dumb trade. It was a horrible trade. What are we doing? I think it was mainly because, they didn't want to get rid of Quickly. They didn't want to get rid of RJ. Emmanuel Quickly wasn't going to come back. RJ Barrett has always stayed at the same type of game that he has been ever since he got drafted. I remember in his rookie season, he just kept taking shots. He was like 30% for the field goal range. And I was like, he's a rookie. Let him take as much shots as possible. He did that his whole entire career with the Knicks. I'm just saying. And overall, like, look, OG can have games where he goes off, and then there will be games where all he focuses on is defense. That's fine.
That's enough. Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah, he still makes an impact. Every night he's going to make an impact.
Absolutely. And who knows? Maybe there's that one piece of that the Knicks need to do to have that star caliber team. Like right now, Donte DiVincenzo is our starting shooting guard. Do I feel comfortable about that? So and so. I mean, he's having career high numbers, whatever. But I still feel I would feel a little bit more comfortable if the Knicks go out there and get someone else to fill in that hole. I mean, there's still holes here and there, so they can go out there and they contend. Right now, they're number 8 in the Eastern Conference, same record as the Cleveland Cavs in 20 and 15. So, I mean, the Eastern Conference as a whole, they're basically just super, super close. I mean, one win, the Knicks will go up to 5th place into the Eastern Conference because that's how close it is. So, one little piece that can gel with the whole entire team that they already have and Tom Thibodeau, this next team is looking pretty good. Especially even better than last season that everyone kind of got shocked that they actually made it that far.
We're looking at it right now. It's like a tie. I'm looking at a tie for 4th, I think.
Yeah, it's a 4-way tie with the Heat, the Magic, the Cavs, and the Knicks. They all have the exact.
And
the Pacers. The Pacers, the Pacers have one less loss.
Yeah, one less loss. My B.
You're fine.
But still,
this
is crazy.
Yeah, I think the Knicks, they should keep moving though. Keep moving forward. They have trade assets. They have Evan Mobley's contract that they can move. They have the 6 first rounders, like you said. There's no
Good
reason why
question.
DeJounte Murray shouldn't be on the Knicks. There's no reason.
Jackson, you're gonna say something?
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
I think
Oh,
it was I think it was stupid. I think like for some reason I think I think he signed a contract. Did Joel Embiid sign a contract this year or no?
No, he did not.
There's he hasn't signed a contract. There's rumblings that he might get disgruntled over the offseason.
Yeah.
Did Julius
So
Randle
the off
and
season.
some?
Okay.
So I actually,
I think the Knicks should keep their eyes open.
we're actually
To
gonna
me,
switch over to
Okay, my bad.
we're actually gonna switch over to the big part of our show or of this episode. So in about more than a month away, on February 8th, is going to be the NBA trade deadline. And so far, we already saw that massive trade with the Knicks and the Raptors. So I'm going to open up the room right now, and I'm going to ask you guys, what is one trade that you can see happening in the trade deadline? And what is one trade that you would be surprised that could happen in this recent deadline? And it doesn't matter who starts. I'm just going to just open up the room.
I have a weird one that will like spin your guys' head.
Take it away.
Because the Hawks were interested in how Owen said Pascal Siakam was on the trade block. I saw reports of that, but then I also see them wanting to trade like DeJounte Murray, and then one that I saw the other day too was just a fan threw it on Twitter of Trae Young being traded. Imagine him in Brooklyn with the Knicks next door with those chants.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be very interesting.
The
Definitely.
Nets right now, I think there's at least 6 good teams ahead of them in the East. If anything, they should sell like their tiny pieces like Dorian Finney-Smith or Royce O'Neal. But in the future, a guy like Trae Young, and hopefully a decent big, that'd be kind of nasty. That's like that ignite that rivalry that the Knicks and Nets have not had.
Whoa.
Okay.
This was from somebody's like tweet or something like that.
Some Nets fan was talking about the Nets acquiring either Trae Young or Donovan Mitchell. It's a wishful thinking.
Yeah,
I've
I've
seen
seen Donovan
one?
Mitchell's name thrown around.
I personally don't
Either
see
one.
Donovan Mitchell leaving Cleveland. I don't know.
I
feel like
think
it would be a lot. It would be a lot for the Cavs to get rid of him, I feel like.
I think the Cavs, kind of similar to Quickly, kind of know what his future looks like. I think they would know he's not going to re-sign and to cash in before he just walks for nothing. I think it would
That's a
be a
good
similar
point.
situation to that. Because even like after the initial trade to the Cleveland, like everyone was still online saying like Donovan Mitchell wants to be in New York. I think that's evident. He wants to be a Knick more than anything.
Well, Donovan Mitchell is a New York guy. I mean, if I go to so many, I wouldn't say so many Citi Field games, but I've been going to so many. I go to amount of Met games. He's always there. Like, I kid you not. Like, every game that I've been to, you could just see in the boxes, the box area, the box seats, and he's just there with his family. He's taking pictures with Mr. Met. He's just chilling over there.
I think he's
This
throwing
guy-
like 20 first pitches.
Yeah, he's throwing
Dude,
too many first pitches.
He might be, a net. Mets. I mean, I'm thinking about it.
Okay,
Like,
okay. Well, how about
You could rhyme.
okay. Okay, what? How about this? Orange blue, Mets Knicks.
Orange
They're
blue.
both orange and blue.
Shit, I was colorblind. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. I
Steve
got you.
Cohen. Maybe Steve
Yo, I
Cohen
think
can
my
get it.
dyslexia is hitting a
Uncle
little
Stevie
bit
will
right
find
now. Wait.
something. Maybe he'll actually, do something. I don't know. Okay.
Useful for once.
Yes.
Who else? Who else you guys have?
He's a freaking dinosaur doing that. All right. So go ahead, man.
So for something I would like to see happen, there would be one trade I would like to see happen would be Lauri Markkanen to the Thunder. I think the Thunder are that hot team on the rise. Shea is easily one of the best players in the NBA, two-way kind of player. Also is an incredible passer. Chet Holmgren's already proven he's going to be a star in the league for the next 15 years. They just need to get that final piece. And regardless of like the allegations and investigation and whatnot, Josh Giddey has value. They have Lou Dort, they have Jalen Williams, they have plethora of picks to pick from. I think the next step for the Thunder would be to go out and find a star player through trade. Another one I'd like to see is like the Kings add someone. No one in specific, just one of the guys that names are being floated on: Siakam, Levine, DeRozan. I'd like the Kings to add like one more piece to become like real contenders.
I mean, the Kings have been looking like a team. They showed it last year that they can contend. They were just this close to beating the Golden State Warriors in the first round. So they just needed that one little push to get them into the playoffs. They should have won that game, but
should have, could have, but
they should have.
They should have done it. Like,
yeah,
I'm not sorry. I'm signing into this, but they were, like you said, Nick, this close.
Yep.
Not this close. Not this close. This close.
Yeah.
To kicking off the Warriors like they're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Now, but Jackson, what's one trade that you could see possibly happening?
Let me just add this in on the Kings real quick before we move on, because I saw this the other day, and I think the Kings should add people too. But this blew my mind when I saw this. I thought maybe I was just taking a break from basketball, and I missed something. But Jake L. Fisher from Yahoo Sports said that the Sacramento Kings have made Harrison Barnes and Kevin Huerter, I think that's how you say his name, and Davion Mitchell. Herter. And Davion Mitchell available for trade. So I don't understand that. Isn't that your starting three in Harrison Barnes? But we'll leave that. Unless you get a
Harrison
bigger
Barnes, he makes like 17 mil a season. So
I mean, but if you get something for Harrison Barnes, that's all I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. If you get a bigger star,
definitely. Yeah, if you can package Barnes and get Siakam in return,
that would be sad. That would be sad. For Harrison, you had to trade him, but
But you're going to be getting a star.
Do what you got to do.
You're going to be getting. You're going to be getting Siakam. You're going to be getting Levine. You're going to be getting someone.
They have to rebound from that Halliburton trade.
Well, I mean,
that
was I was a little upset. Tyrese is unbelievable, but Sabonis is not that bad player. But he's not. He's not Tyrese Halliburton.
Tyrese is dropping 20.
Just traded Fox instead.
This guy,
he's
selfless.
He's him. Now Jackson.
And to think the Knicks.
Oh yeah, I want to talk.
Knicks could have had him. Obi Toppin.
I liked Obi.
Now they play together. Actually, now they play together.
Why the fuck did we trade Obi Toppin for a second rounder?
Because he's New Yorker.
Jackson.
He's worth a third rounder.
It's fucking New York, though.
Jackson, what's a trade that you can see?
So, I think I don't know where exactly. I have two.
Okay.
These two, I don't know where exactly, but it might be a shock or a surprise because I think, so I could correct me right now, but was it Chris Paul? He only has 1 year with the Warriors.
He just got injured.
He just got injured. He's having surgery.
He was so confident.
I mean,
it was confident.
I don't think he'll be getting traded.
Dude, he can't get traded. Yeah.
Maybe trade surgeons.
Yes.
All right.
Well, I mean, you could finish your thought. Let's see what
was it?
What was
that
going to be?
What was the second?
I was going to say we were going to get a package with a couple of key players. Not key players, but bench warmers. And
Great
just
movie.
get some. Greatest freaking movie ever in sports. But top 5, maybe. But I'm just saying the Warriors need to do something. They need to trade some people because they're not looking too shabby. Klay Thompson, your boy, he might be going somewhere. You know what I'm saying? He might be going, somewhere another L into it. I'm talking about the Lakers, It's getting sad. It's getting sad. It's getting sad because we all thought Poole, your boy Poole, Jordan Poole was the issue with the Warriors. But
Jordan
now
Poole was the future. Personally,
bro, it was just sad. Personally, without him, they wouldn't like gone to the finals and won it. Without him, I'm just saying because everybody was a little bit icy cold during the third quarter. I'm just saying.
I think what game was it? Game 4 or 5? Game 4 or 5, he completely took over and won them the game.
Took over. And then when I saw that trade going by, I went, wait, are you joking me? I said,
yeah, for Chris Paul too.
You got young talent. You're going over Draymond Green saying like, yeah, because I'm a vet. Yeah, I get what you say. I'm like, dude, you won a lot of chips, but a couple of them, you know what I'm saying? Some of them, they didn't need you. I could have been replaced. You got lucky. But anyway, back to my point. If not Chris Paul, Klay Thompson.
right.
So to me, I think perfectly come to rescue the Lakers, which would be crazy. That would be shocking because that's going against Curry. Now, into my mind, I love a little drama. Like everybody loves a little drama in their life, little sun, little spice, because everything good with spice is everything nice. So with that being said, you can see Curry maybe getting a little bit angry. Maybe you see a different side Curry, your brother, your splash brother, your 3-point shooter. No, if I pass to you, you pass to me. I shoot the 3, you shoot the 3. Twin is going to the other side. You're going against me for the chip? Are you out your mind? Maybe we see a different Curry. So with that being in mind, I'm going to go with Klay Thompson going to the Lakers, being a surprise.
I never even thought about that, honestly. I was never thinking about it, but I know that
they're disgusting to watch.
They're a disaster. They're a disaster right now.
No, they're.
I mean, you got Kuminga and Moody coming out saying that they're questioning the development of the team. You're already seeing how they developed Wiseman. You've seen Draymond's in therapy. Klay Thompson's
Mini
just
Mike
talking
Tyson.
about more rain every day. They're a disaster right now.
They should definitely trade Draymond in the offseason.
I think they should blow it up. I got some crazy looks last season for saying it, but their window's closed. Curry's window is closed. Realistically, he doesn't win another championship. He doesn't win another MVP.
Who, Curry?
Why not get ahead of it?
I feel like, Curry, he still got a couple years, but, help out. Help out. It might be sad to see Draymond Green to some people, but guess what? Bon voyage. Somebody out there is better than you, okay? And if you go to another team and maybe, just maybe, you're sitting on the bench, maybe you weren't the person that you thought you were. Just saying. To sit your, Bane ass down, trying to suplex people, and take a chill pill and try to, go through rehab and hope he, gets what he needs to get done. Learn the game of basketball and enjoy your millions that you're making.
I think he just rejoined the team today, actually. The NBA just stated him today.
Yeah, he just got reinstated today, and it says it's going to need another week until he's ready to play full-court basketball.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care. I hope the brother gets his help that he needs. But at the same time, get help, a little bit quicker, all right? Because you should not be acting like a goddamn fool, making all those millions. You're trying to lead an example out there, all right? To these youngins who are trying to play this game. I know you're trying to be dog, trying to be a leader, but, at a certain point, basketball should not be looking like UFC out here, all right? Yeah, just saying. Just saying.
So I'm gonna go back into my my conversation, like the conversation about like who do I think is going to get traded for this deadline. I personally think that the most obvious one is going to get traded is DeAndre Murray. I think that he's going to either just go straight to a contender. But if I have to say, if there's going to be a team that he goes to that is currently an eye contender right now, is the Lakers. I think that this team needs a bit of a shaking up, and I think Murray is that guy because remember what the fuck are you looking at, Jackson? Anyway, so
It's
do
the
you guys
sunglasses.
remember? Do you guys remember in I think LeBron's final year with the Cavs? LeBron's final year with the Cavs, he decides to the Cavs just decide to trade away Isaiah Thomas, and they go after and get Jordan Clarkson, Rodney Hood, Larry
Mhm.
Nance Jr., and then right after that, they went to the NBA Finals. All they needed was a little bit of a shaking up. Yes, they didn't make it far. Yes, they didn't do well, but they made it there because they made those trades. They found out the pieces that they didn't need and they fixed that up and they got the players that they need. I think that this is going to be the same situation with LeBron. He's going to find that one player or those specific individuals that will fix up this team to help them make it back into what they needed to be. And they were so close to making last season. I know
Personally,
that
I'm just so tired of hearing about the Lakers. Like every year, we act like they're a major contender when they're really not. Like,
it's true. It's
It's
true that
just
they
because of LeBron. Any team that LeBron
like
goes
they're
to, they're contenders. That's to me. Every year I
any
hear it.
like any player that's on the trade block is connected to the Lakers, like Murray, Levine, DeRozan, everyone. It's every name,
It's like they could
realistically.
get everybody in the Bible of the Hall of Fame gods of the NBA on their team, and they can still fail. Like I feel like they can have everything. Thanos got still
I mean,
lose.
They had Trevor Ariza on their roster one year, and people were convinced they were the best team in the league.
Dude,
Like
I
38-year-old Trevor Ariza, like
do you
Quinn
do
Cook
you
on that roster.
do you remember last year that they go out there and they signed Tristan Thompson and then
Oh
game
my!
4 of the Western Conference Finals, instead of interviewing LeBron, instead of interviewing AD, they just decided to interview Tristan Thompson, the guy who only played
Yeah.
5 minutes that game.
Their roster
What?
turnover is like such a big problem, though. It's like every season they come in with a new look, and then halfway through the season, by the deadline, they have a brand
I,
new look again. It's like it's insane.
I got a
Well,
question.
that was basically the same thing with every team that LeBron has been on. It's
Yeah,
always
the
something like
turnover is
in his
ridiculous.
final season, he had a very different squad than he did when he ended his career with the Cavs.
Yeah.
So
Got a quick question. Is there, and you know, maybe it's a no, but is there a coach out there that can control LeBron?
Well,
we
I
already
think LeBron's a coachable player. I think if you look at
Not
throughout his
wait,
career,
wait. I think I worded that wrong. Can coach a team that can click a little bit better and not
I'm not
bounce around from player from player and
I'm
stick
not
with
just
a
I'm
base
not just
squad.
I'm not just saying this because I'm a Knicks fan, but Tom Tibio. In my personal opinion, because
yeah,
here's the thing.
yeah.
A lot of people are comparing him to saying, "Oh, you have an easy team." All right, try to get the number 4 seed with RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Reggie Bullock, Cameron Payne, and Mitchell Robinson in, I believe it was the 2021 season when they got blown out by
Mhm.
Atlanta. They
The
still made it to the
Hawks,
number
yeah.
4 seed. That's a team that you weren't even expecting to do really well. All they had to do was just get that one higher, and that was Tom Tibio. And I think he's the main reason why the Knicks have been successful. Personally, me.
Yeah,
And I believe
there's
that
a
that
lot
could be
of
one guy that can clean up the attitude that sometimes LeBron has.
yeah. I think Thibodeau is one, and I think Udoka would also be another kind of like these. They take no shit kind of coaches. Like everyone is just a player in their eyes. I think if they can get someone like that, but Darvin Ham, I don't think he came in with the credentials to gain respect from any of these guys. So I just don't think he ever had that.
I think you put whatever coach you want in there, but it's a consistent problem with these aging stars. Like LeBron is at 1 or 2 all time, but when you get old, you have that ego that doesn't want you to share the ball, that still thinks you're that guy that can do that stuff like it's 2014. And I'm not really talking about LeBron, just LeBron. I'm talking also about like KD, how he's complaining also that he's on a new Phoenix Suns team, saying now he might want out. It's just, and James Harden thinks he's still in Houston in 2018. It's a theme that goes on with these guys, that they have these egos and like, why would I pass the ball? I could put up 35 right here when it's a team sport. So unless you fix these players' egos first, you're not going to have a coach that's going to succeed with them, unless it's a puppet that just bends over for them, whatever they want.
Exactly.
That's my take.
That was a good take, Mike.
Appreciate it, buddy. That was just my frustration from that Nets super team.
Oh yeah.
Super team.
Well, to be fair, the Nets did win that KD trade.
Oh yeah.
Personally, they got Mikal Bridges,
yeah.
They got Cam Johnson, and both of them are balling out, and they're doing well. They're doing much better than this dominating Suns team that have Bradley Beal, D-Book, and
Now
KD.
they got all the drama.
Like they should.
Oh, here's one. What should the Mavericks do to enhance their chances? Because I do like Kyrie and Luka together. I think he's a better fit than he was in Brooklyn.
Luka, they need Luka to stop playing selfish basketball. That system is never going to work. They play a heliocentric offense. Where
Can I be brutally honest? Can I be brutally honest? I totally forgot that Kyrie was on the Mavs. Like, I'll be brutally honest with you guys.
Such a forgettable team.
No, like literally, like all I think about the Mavs, I think of Mark Cuban and Luka Doncic. I cannot hear. I haven't heard a single thing about Kyrie.
It's so
no hate on him.
That's
they're never gonna
right. Or about that. You never hear about the Mavericks. Like you're like, oh that's a team. That's a team that's actually has players.
It's just the Luka show. It's only as far as Luka can take them.
But that's the thing. How far? You're not Kobe. You're not Mike. I mean,
nobody. Even though like nobody did it.
They
themselves.
had players.
Mike passed the ball. Mike passed it to Kerr. So like I saw this image the other day of Kyrie was on the perimeter. Luka had a guy in his face, took a step back three instead of passing it. It's just the system the Mavs run, where it's just the Luka Doncic show. 4 guys around him, and it's just you get the ball when he decides. And it's never when he's getting you a shot. It's when he doesn't have a shot.
And I got a question. How long is Luka staying there?
I'd say he probably sees like 1 contract with them. He finishes out his rookie deal, signs an extension, and then either forces his way out or.
I can see him getting as much money as possible from Dallas.
Yeah,
I do see that. However, do you, as well for the Dallas organization, do you go a step further and get not a head coach, but somebody to step up in there and like tell, Luka, like, hey, we get you, you're a star, you're Mr. the Man, money, big money, all right?
I think
but you need to start slowing down a little bit, just a little tiny bit.
I think should they go out and get a coach like that, and should they go out and get some more players that can offer help? They definitely should, but will they? I doubt they will. We saw Mark Cuban has recently sold the team, and he took on the president of basketball operations, which I think is just going to set them back completely. Mark Cuban has never really shown to be a good basketball mind. He had Dirk for his entire career, and it took him until the end of Dirk's career to get him an aged Jason Kidd, an aged Jason Terry, an old Sean Marion, and a Tyson Young, I'm sure. Then Luka, he got him Kyrie Irving and traded away all of his rebounders, his defenders. Mark Cuban doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to creating a basketball team. He's not good at it. And now that's his
So,
only role with the Mavs. It's going to be a disaster.
so do you think? And thank you for bringing up old memory lane, Owen, about the Dallas
2011 Dallas
winning. Yeah, shut
Mavs.
up. Yeah, that sucked. But do you think the Mavericks need a center coming out
That
of this?
Lively kid is kind of good. That
Yeah,
But do you
Derek
think that's
Lively, rookie. He's been performing well this year. They also have Kleber. I think he's a solid center. But do I think maybe? I mean, maybe getting a guy who can play a pick and roll offense with Luca, they can support each other off of that. I try to find because typically your wing is your best player. You get a wing and a guard, but I just don't see how that would work with Luca's game. I just don't see how that would be successful. So maybe a center would be the best thing. They tried it with Woods. They tried it with Porzingis. Neither of those worked.
yeah,
They
and I
just
don't
have a
get
lot of
that. Like I was about to say, the Porzingis was on the Mavs at a point in time. Like I don't
Mhm.
get how that didn't work.
Well,
Because I'm
Porzingis
looking at
he was injured for a good amount of those games.
Yeah,
Like
oh
most of
yeah.
his
he
a
was
good amount,
on.
I mean,
the main reason why they traded him was mainly because he was just very injury prone.
Yeah,
So,
there was
but
also
they did.
he was interviewed by JJ Redick, and he said there was a lot of immaturity between him. He took ownership on it, between him and Luca. There was immaturity there that kind of held them back.
Yeah, Porzingis even said himself. I saw recently this one interview, and he said that he felt very immature when he was with the Knicks, and he felt very immature when he was with the Mavs. And then once he got traded to the Mavs, he had to have a little bit of a click to fix himself. And he's starting to look. I don't. Owen, you probably see more of him than I've seen him right now. But
He's amazing. 20
yeah,
points per game.
he's looking
He's
so good.
oh my god.
He's casually hitting threes from the logo, especially in
just
the Garden
getting
too, which is just
dunks, blocking everything. I was so sad to see Marcus Smart leave, the heart and soul of the team. But after one game, man, Marcus Smart's in the past.
Marcus Smart
I
is with
saw
a
that fucking
Marcus Smart's with a 7-win team, and Porzingis is absolutely dominant with you guys overall. So,
It's sad. It's sad because Miami, we did everything that we tried to do to get people to come here. Beal and then Dame and nothing. And then just to see Boston pick up people to regain, it was like a power up. I just saw. I'm like,
yeah.
holy crap!
They got
you
that.
guys.
That's why Boston's Boston.
got this.
Danny
They got the.
Ainge gave Brad Stevens the tools, and we have the best
got-
GMs, we have the best players.
I'll give you that. I'm riding with Miami, ride or die. But when I saw that, I was like, dude, they got Porzingis now. They got Tingus
Yeah,
Pingus. They got
Pat
the
Riley used to
unicorn.
wake up.
I was
Pat
like,
Riley
dude, they
used
got
to
a.
wake up.
I'm like, yo, Riley, they got a unicorn and a leprechaun, two magical creatures on a team. What
Got
the
fat ass Kyle
are we
Lowry.
doing? What the hell are we doing? We need
Hey, don't
somebody.
forget about
I know.
Luke Cornett now.
Oh
2
my-
unicorns.
Knicks legend, a better Knicks
Yeah,
legend than
legend.
Kristaps Porzingis. So that's going to be doing it for today's episode of the Common Man Sports Show. Be sure to follow us on Twitter/X, follow us on Instagram, and also follow our TikTok. And also look at our website. We got some articles coming out soon, so be sure to check out there. So thank you guys for watching this episode. I'm Nick
Thank
Antonianis
you,
alongside
guys. Woo.
Mike Marole, Jackson Warren, and Owen Duran. We'll see you guys next time.